We're here with Nick Homuth today, and we're talking about first-time homebuyers. Nick, what should first-time homebuyers consider when they're looking for their homeowners insurance?
First and foremost, whether they want to go with a captive or a broker when it comes to an agent. There's a big difference. Brokers, we obviously broker amongst many different carriers versus a captive agent. They're limited to just their product, so that the options are very minimal, if any. So yeah, I would say that's probably the number one thing is going with a broker. So that way, every few years as you get those rate increases, you don't have to do that reshopping yourself. You'll have a broker to help you through that process.
What do you think about people that try to do it themselves online?
I think you're spending a lot of time, and often, you're given a lot of information from different agents. In some cases, maybe misinformation and maybe been guided in the wrong direction. Rather than dealing with one broker that happens to be knowledgeable, that can, guide you in the right direction, make sure you're properly covered. But yeah, I would say that's the most important thing.
And how about, a lot of people don't understand deductibles, so any pointers on deductibles?
Yeah, a lot of people use insurance differently. You have people that will file a claim for anything that happens to their home. Thus, they'll want a lower deductible, $1,000 deductible versus $2,500. So it's really on how you want to use your insurance. The higher the deductible, the lower you're going to pay in premium. So it's something to be mindful of. As you get into a higher deductible, you're going to pay less for your insurance overall annually. And as those claims happen, 75% of them are going to be wind and hail. The other 25% is going to be everything that happens inside, whether it's a bursted water pipe or a small fire in the kitchen, something like that. So something to think about, if those types of claims occur, how you're going to utilize your insurance or how you want to utilize it. Being mindful that insurance, anything non-storm related, those claims are going to follow you for the next 5 years when it comes to rating. So,
and how do you know how much to insure the house for?
Replacement cost totals, it's an evaluation that's done through a system that we input all the information about the house, the characteristics of the house, and that'll give us a replacement cost evaluation. Every carrier is different on how they evaluate a house when it comes to that replacement cost total. So that's why when we're going through and we have a bevy of carriers, we're always keeping an eye on what that replacement cost total is and making sure it's adequate and that you have the appropriate additional dwelling coverage in place, whether it's 25% or 50% above that. But bottom line is we want to make sure that you have the appropriate dwelling coverage.
Are there any endorsements or extras that you like to add on a homeowner's policy, knowing how Minnesota can be?
Yeah, absolutely. Water, sewer backup. Before getting into insurance as an agent, I just assumed everyone had that and everyone was insured properly, and that's not the case. In fact, most people that I talk to don't even know that water, sewer backup. So that's, give you an example, is if your sump pump backs up and it floods out your basement. That coverage not only has to go and cover all the build back, so the sheetrock, flooring, etc., but it also has to cover your personal contents. So if you got a nice finished basement, you have couches, TVs, etc., it also has to cover all of your personal items. So making sure you have the right coverage amount on that coverage is very important.
Well, that's great. That's a lot of information. I think, each person's a little unique. So how can people reach you if they want to learn more about homeowners insurance?
You can call me, text me, email me, Nick at options-insurance.com, and I'll be happy to talk more about certain coverages or whatever you like.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing, Nick. That was really helpful.
Absolutely.